Valley Sports Radio is on the air from Falcon Field on the campus of Central High School in Woodstock. It is the CMA Skyline High School football game of the week as tonight the Central Falcons host the William Monroe Dragons. Tonight's game is brought to you by CMA Skyline Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Also by Thomas Family Dentistry, Frog's Garage, Wholesome Foods, Sugar Creek Snowy and Sweet Company, and by Appalachian Freight. Good evening on a chilly night from Falcon Field in Woodstock. My name's Kyle Gutschall, filling in at play-by-play tonight for Craig Orndorff. The 4-5 Central Falcons come into the game looking to get back to 500 and end the regular season at 5-5, while the 5-4 William Monroe Dragons look to go into the playoffs with another victory after starting the season 0-3. Tonight I'm also being joined by Mr. Randy McFarland. Randy, we did a couple of games together last year, and it's good to have you back here for the first time this football season.
It's good to be back, Kyle. I'm looking forward to hopefully a tightly contested, well-played game tonight.
Yeah, and I was telling you in the pregame, Randy, it's a much different Central team, as many new coming in. It was going to be a lot younger team, and moving up to Division III, obviously, there's going to be much tougher competition. So we knew it was going to be a learning year for the Falcons, but you know, looking to get to a 500 mark for the regular season and still make the playoffs, you can't be too mad about that. But, you know, Central's going to have a tough matchup here tonight against a big William Monroe team. They are coming in 4th in the region, and while Central is 7th, we are about ready to roll here from Central. Landon Shockey and Cameron Wells back to receive the kick for the Falcons. Doing the kicking tonight, William R. for Monroe. He will run up to the football, and it is booted to about the 20-yard line. It's picked up by the Falcons, and with a crease and with some room all the way down past the 40 and smashed down around the 43-yard line. It looked like that was Brevin Scott, and a good return for the Falcons, Randy.
Yeah, about a 23-yard return, it looks like. They're going to spot it at the 43, I do believe. So a good return for the Central, about a 23-yard return.
Yeah, it was kicked a little bit short, and Brevin Scott was able to get under it. And Central starts with good field position, and they'll bring that offense out onto the field. Kellen Hoover, a quarterback, 6'4", 210 senior. As Mike Yo's quarterbacks always do, they jog over to the sideline on every play.
Most fit player on the field.
That's right. Central will start with 2 receivers, one to the left and one to the right. Hoover under center takes the snap, hands it off right up the middle, and a couple yards there on the first carry. And I think that was Isaiah Dyer getting the first carry. So Dyer's only a sophomore, Randy, and he's going to get the first rep here in tonight's ball game. So no Neff here to start the game off. It's Isaiah Dyer.
Can he pick up 3 yards, making it 2nd down and 7 at the Falcons' own 46-yard line?
Dyer averaging 5.5 a carry. He's got 3 touchdowns on the year. Central receivers to the right. There's 2 of them. Under center, he fakes the handoff, looks to the right, and catch is made around the 50-yard line, and that was a kind of odd throw, but Landon Shockey was able to make the catch. It's a good job by the receiver, Shockey.
Pick up another 3, or make it 4, right at midfield. So 3rd down and 3 at midfield for the Falcons.
So Central at about the 50. They're going to need about 3 yards here on 3rd down. Dyer still in the backfield for the Falcons. And he'll hand it off right up the middle, and he's not going to get it. He squirms away to the left side. He's pushing forward, and I think he got the first down. If not, it's very close.
It'll be very close, and it was all his second effort there.
You've got to give Dyer a lot of credit. They had him in the backfield. He turned field, Randy. He went back to the left. He pushed forward, and he got the first down. Now, that is an unbelievable play there. I mean, it's not easy when you've got some big boys on you. That's a big defensive line for this William Monroe team, and he was able to cross field, cut back, and get the first down. Wow.
Yep, he did an excellent job that time because he was stopped with a 1-yard gain initially.
Showing effort early. Hoover takes the snap. He hands it off, and it looks like it's Neff breaking a couple of tackles. And Alex Neff up to about the 40-yard line. So Central, a couple of nice little plays here to begin this game. Nothing too complicated, but fundamental plays. And it's a pickup of about 8 yards on 1st down. It's 2nd down and 2. Again, we want to thank you for joining us here tonight. The last game of the regular season with Central and William Monroe. Mike Yo in his shorts, as always. 2nd down and 2. Handoff up the middle. And pushing forward for a couple of extra yards. It looked like, again, it was Isaiah Dyer. And going to mark him right at the sticks. And they're going to give him the first down.
Ball down to the 36-yard line. So 2 first downs for the Falcons. Those first downs coming via the run. And 1 on tremendous second effort to get it.
Yeah. Again, 2 receivers here for the Falcons. We've got at the top, we've got Scott, and towards us, it is Cameron Wells. Pitch to the right side, it's Alex Neff, and he's going to get some yardage there on that one after being touched. Some extra yards after contact there. Alex Neff, the senior running back, pushes forward to about the 30-yard line.
Pick up a 6. So it should be 2nd down and 4. Ball resting on the William Monroe 30-yard line. Clock running, 8:45 remaining, first quarter, first drive of the game for the Falcons. Taking the opening kickoff, hoping to cash in.
2nd down and 4 on the Monroe 30, and the
Fumble.
ball is on the ground, and it's fumbled, and it's going to go to William Monroe. The ball's fumbled on the ground, and the Falcons had no one there to pick it up, and a big turnover after a very nice-looking first drive for the Central Falcons. That's a tough break, and a big break for William Monroe as they take over on their own 34-yard line. That's a big mistake early in this ball game, Randy.
I don't exactly know what happened. It looked like Hoover might have got stepped on by the center because he couldn't even move to try to get the ball when it came loose.
Yeah, something got clogged up there because, like you said, the Falcons just couldn't get there. So now Monroe brings their offense out into the field. They've got 2 receivers to the right.
1 back.
Man in motion. Quarterback takes the snap, hands it off to the big running back, and this is going to be an issue tonight for Central, all the way down to the 50 to the 45, and that is the big running back, Dupree Rucker. Rucker all the way to the Central 45 on the first snap of scrimmage for William Monroe. We can already tell that guy's going to be a beast tonight.
23-yard pickup, first time he touches the ball.
So Rucker,
and it wasn't anything fancy.
That's right. It was just a little carry to the left, and he was able to bounce off of the tacklers. Rucker's a big boy. So a first down on the first play from scrimmage for Monroe.
High formation.
Knights under center. He'll hand it off to the right again, and here's the running back, Rucker. And this time, back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all he got there. So good job by the Falcons there on first down, making an adjustment to not let Dupree absolutely run wild tonight.
To start the game. Give him something to think about.
That's right.
Whenever you get a good run like that to start with, you think you're going to have a big game, so it's up to the defense to
make some plays, right? Yeah. 2nd down and 10, 7:30 to go. First quarter of play. First drive of the night for William Monroe. Receiver in motion. It's Logan Barber. It's going to be a handoff up the middle and breaking away and going all the way. And this is going to be a long touchdown for William Monroe. It's a 45-yard touchdown for the running back, Dupree Rucker. And just like that, Monroe takes a 6-0 lead. Rucker got past the linebackers and through the secondary, and there was no one there to stop him. And just like that, the Dragons take a 6-0 lead.
That was just up the middle. Nothing fancy about it, just straight up the gut.
So that turnover turns out to be huge, as Central looked like they were going to go down and score. Instead, Monroe scores. Here's the PAT. It is up, side spinner, and it is good. So William Monroe takes a 7-0 lead. And we will step away and return after this here on Valley Sports Radio.
Do you have that other pen? Do you have that pen? Because none of these are working. I keep switching them and they keep stopping. That's bizarre. 1, 2, 3, 4. 9 ink pens.
Oh, man.
And I mean, they ride at home.
William Monroe 7, Central nothing. 7:19 to go first quarter. Kyle Gutschall and Randy McFarland with you here tonight from Falcon Field. The Falcons take the kickoff after the Monroe touchdown. It's Brevin Scott. And he gets to about the 25-yard line, and that's where Central will set up shop. So, Randy, Central gets the ball there on that first drive of the game, and they go down the field and makes a pretty nice drive, but then the turnover, and William Monroe didn't waste any time.
No, they didn't. It took them 3 plays to go 66 yards, and all of that coming on the legs of Rucker. So Falcons are going to have to make some type of defensive adjustment there.
Yeah, Dupree Rucker, coming in, we knew he was going to be a big part of this offense, and so far he has been. Hoover takes a snap, and he throws a quick toss to, and the ball is fumbled. Cameron Wells fumbles the ball. He catches it. He gets to about the 40-yard line, and he coughs the football up. And another turnover. Kellen Hoover just threw a little pass, just a 5-yard pass to Cameron Wells, and he got some good yardage on him, but then he fumbled the ball around the sidelines, and William Monroe is going to get it back again. Oh, man.
That's not a good way to start at all.
No, this kind of feels like the game last year we did at Shenandoah when Central and Luray played, and Luray just couldn't hold on to the football. They fumbled 4 or 5 times in that game, and obviously that came back to bite them. So Monroe has it starting at the Central 41, already up 7-0, and they go to the running back and to about the 40-yard line. Tackle there for the Falcons was Clifton Grant. Pickup of 2 yards there on first down. The carry was Dupree Rucker.
So far, 4 plays from scrimmage, 4 Rucker runs, which when you're getting the results he has so far.
No need to change it, right?
Wouldn't change a thing.
Second down and 8.
Ball resting at the Falcon 39.
Still have to keep an eye on receiver Logan Barber, though, for this team. Here's a handoff to the right again, and he breaks through again. A couple of nice cutbacks, and getting down to about the 25-yard line is once again Dupree Rucker. So he looks like he's going to be a workhorse here in this ball game. I mean, like you said, if everything's going right in the run game, why even think about passing it? And right now, Dupree Rucker is doing big things on this offense for this William Monroe team.
Yep, he's the only one touching the ball outside the quarterback to turn around and hand it to him.
Yeah.
Center has hikes it. Quarterback hands it to Rucker, and there he goes.
Man in motion, receiver, it's Barber to the left. And here's a handoff again, couple of cutbacks for Rucker, and this time he's bottled back in the backfield. Looks like Central's 44 got there, Isaiah Dyer, so a good tackle there. And there's a penalty on the play, first of the night. Hopefully first of only a couple. And looks like we're going to get a hold.
Yep. Going to be a hold on William Monroe.
So that'll march Monroe back. And these penalties can really be costly, especially the holding and the personal fouls. We've seen that all year in the games we've covered with Craig and I. You know, some of these drives really stall out after a big penalty. So that pushes them back
to the 39.
To the Central 39. It is marked at 1st and 26.
Well, that's I would still expect Rucker to going to be a
quick little screen to the left side, and it's going to be caught by the receiver, and it is Logan Barber there. Wasn't even really a screen. No one over there to block.
He was there by himself.
Yeah, just a little out pass, and Barber makes the catch on first down.
Picks up about 8.
You could tell there, Randy, he was going to go quick because that was a quick decision there by the quarterback, Jared Knights, to kick it out, and he completes his first pass of the night. He's 1 for 1.
Yeah, no. He was the lone person on that side of the field. He was all by himself.
Second down and 14.
Defenders.
This time only one receiver. And here's the fake handoff, looking to the right side, and wide open, making the catch again is Logan Barber, the junior for this Monroe team, and he makes the catch, and it's third down.
Get about 3 yards out of that, it looks like, so it's going to be third down and 11 at the 23 23-yard line. Or 27, let's make it.
So big opportunity here for the Falcons. 3rd down and 11. You're already down 7-0. Monroe's got all the momentum in the world. Could be 4-down territory, especially if they can get a big chunk here. 3rd down, it's a little toss in the backfield. No blocking, and he's going backwards. Good tackling
good
there, yes. Good tackling in the backfield for the Falcons, pushing the running back, Dupree Rucker, back for a loss. We'll see where they spot him, though, but still does not get any
32-yard line.
No positive yardage there.
So they lost about 5 on that play.
Down to 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. It is 4th down and 15.
And they're going for it.
And they are going to go. Central's got to make a big play here and try to get some momentum back. Under center, Knight's a fake pass. He's got a couple rushers coming, and the ball is through the hands of the receiver, number 84, Evan Wagner. It's incomplete, and a pretty impressive stop there for the Falcons.
Yes, and a much-needed stop because they don't want to fall behind. Now they just need the offense to hang on to the football.
That's for sure, and like I was kind of talking about, Randy, that penalty, the holding penalty, to put him in, 1st and 26, that really stalled that drive out. So just like that, Central fumbles, and you would have thought the way Monroe scored the last time, it would be 14-0 before we knew it, but very impressive stop there by the Falcons on 4th down, and they take over on their own 32 with 3:37 to go in the first. Central will toss it back to the running back. It is Alex Neff. He's got a couple of blockers on the left side. He's going down towards the marker, and he's going to be
very close to first
maybe
down.
1 yard short, if at all. So Central's had no problem running the ball. It's just been holding on to the ball.
That's been the problem on the first 2 drives.
First drive was a terrible snap, and the ball kind of got away. Hoover just couldn't get to it, and the second time was just a fumble by the receiver. The run game has been there so far, and the sticks fall on the ground.
I think it's about a 9-yard gain. I think it's about a yard shy.
I thought he was short, and you know, William Monroe's going to make their opinion well known because it's right there on the sideline, and got some dialogue here between the referees, but the sticks are currently laying on the ground.
Well, the drive started at the 32 and it's the 41, so it should be 2nd and 1.
So they're still talking about the spot. Seven nothing Monroe, 3:29 to go in the first quarter. Here from Falcon Field, Central comes in the playoffs. They're 7th in the region, while Monroe is 4th. And it's going to be 2nd down and 1 after the Zebras end their conference. So 2nd and 1, Central takes the snap. Hoover's looking to pass
throw
here.
Deep, it looks like. Well, then he checks it down.
Spikes the ball into the ground a couple of yards short. Intended receiver was Isaiah Dyer. So I understand.
Well covered.
Yeah, and you kind of understand on 2nd and short, you might as well try to pass it, knowing 3rd down and short, but you've still got to make this play because Monroe does have a big front 7. They've got some big boys there, and you know you've got to make the plays, and even if it's 3rd and short, you can't take it for granted. You got to make the play. So Central needs a yard or so here on 3rd down on their own 41, trailing 7-0. 3rd down and 1. Here's the carry, bouncing off a couple of tackles to the right side. It's Alex Neff, and he is knifed down in Monroe territory. A good pickup there on 3rd down for Alex Neff, and Central moves the sticks.
Pick up 10 yards to the 49 of Monroe. That's a second effort there. They got the first down because he was stopped on the initial surge and bounced it out.
So Neff and Dyer doing a good job on
second effort so far.
Yeah, bouncing off the tacklers for the run game here tonight for Central. So 1st down in Monroe territory for the 2nd time tonight for the Falcons. 2 receivers, one to the left, one to the right. Hoover
Dyer up the middle.
Hands it off, and right up the middle, it's Dyer. And he gets right to the 45-yard line of Monroe.
So give him 4 and make it 2nd and 6 with 2:35 remaining in the first quarter. Monroe leads 7-0. Central's 3rd possession, the first 2 have ended in fumble losses. So Falcons need to hang on to the football and keep this drive like they did the opening drive when they drove to the 30 before fumbling it away.
2nd down and 6. Hoover takes it, and he will hand it off, and it's Neff again pushing forward, and he's going to be a yard short. Gets to about the 40, and I'll check that, the 41, so he's going to need a yard or so here.
Yep, going to need just about 2 yards. A little bit shy, too, but very close. Inside 2 minutes now in the opening quarter. 7-0 Dragons on front of the Falcons.
Score update down the road. Strasburg out to a quick 14-0 lead over Luray with 3:55 to go in the first quarter. Third down and short, and the handoff to Neff, and he is going to push forward and get that first down. Another third down conversion for the Falcons, and they will continue to move the ball into Monroe territory. Trailing 7-0. So, Randy, you know, you've got to give credit to both the running backs and also the line. The blocking has been pretty good tonight for Central.
Yes, it has. So it's going to be, the big thing is holding on the football in that cold weather out there is difficult, too. And when you put it on the ground twice already, you've got to be more aware of hanging on to the football.
Because it can come back and be big. You know, Central made a big stop a little bit ago to avoid it.
Two-score deficit,
yeah, exactly,
yes.
To avoid the big deficit.
1:17
to go.
Drive down and tie it up.
And Hoover with a reverse coming around behind to Shockey. He gets down to the 35 and knocked out of bounds. And another nice play selection, and that's something we used to see the last couple of years with Kyle Clanton. Central liked using the reverse play, and was that actually number 8? Thought that was Shockey. That might have been Cameron Wells.
I think that's who it was.
Yeah.
Got about 5 yards on the play. Going to be second down and 5. Ball resting at the 34 of William Monroe. Central on a drive trying to tie this game. Trailing 7-0. Late first quarter.
Hoover under center, and he hands it off again and getting gobbled up in the backfield. It looks like Harrison Soto Lopez, number 32 there. He's a fullback. Check that. It was Alex Neff.
Yep, he was stopped for a loss of 1. It's going to be third down and 6 now. 45 seconds clock running.
Another play or two here in this first quarter on a chilly night in Woodstock. Last game of the regular season. Current temperature 31 degrees. Hoover looking to pass. Quick hitter, and it's caught. It's going to be short of the yard to gain there. It's going to be a pickup of about 4 or 5 on third down and 6. He's short, and that's going to bring up fourth down, and don't think Central will run another play here. You might as well just let the quarter run out and think about it, and that's what they're going to do. Or do we have a timeout being called? What's going on here?
Yep, timeout.
Never saw a signal. And the timeout.
Called by Central, I believe is what they're saying.
So Central calls a timeout with 8.9 seconds to go in the first quarter. Well, they're... No, now we're going into the quarter. Okay.
So that's going to do a wrap for the first quarter with William Monroe leading 7-0.
Yep, and we'll step away and come back after this. Central down 7-0. We're back after this on Valley Sports Radio. And the first play of the second quarter is pretty successful for the Falcons as they pick up the first down. It was 4th down and 1, and pick up plenty of yardage and continue to drive into Monroe territory. 6 seconds into the second quarter. Ball is at the Monroe 25.
Yeah, 6-yard pickup. Central has 5 first downs now. Monroe has 2, but or 3, but they lead on the board 7-0.
Turnovers will hurt you. So first down and 10. I'm getting a nice little scent of, it smells like onions or something from the hamburgers.
Like, yeah.
Hoover drops back looking to pass. He steps up, going to the end zone, and looked like a pull there, and not going to get a penalty flag.
Yep, that was a stop and go, and he had him beat.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I think there was a little tug on the jersey.
Looked like a tug towards the end zone. It was intended for, it looks like number 6, Landon Shockey, and yeah, it was a stop and go, and I thought I was expecting to see a penalty thrown there. It looked like a little tug on the jersey, but no penalty, and it's incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
They had him beat. It was a good move.
Yeah, it was a good move for sure, and just couldn't connect between Hoover and Shockey there, but good play idea on first down and 10 for the Falcons. So now second down and 10.
Make the defense aware you will go deep on him.
Hand off, and
Dyer.
it is 44. Isaiah Dyer to the left side. Not much there on second down, and that's going to bring up third down.
They picked up about 1 yard, it looks like, so it's going to be third down and 9. Ball resting at the 24-yard line of Monroe.
So if you're Central here, you want to try to get a good chunk of it back and then go for it on fourth. You don't want to try to force anything and throw an interception, but obviously you want to try to get the first here if you can. Third down and 9, and they are going to run it. Left side, it's Dyer. He's got a block or two, and he pushes forward to about the 20, and he's pushed back.
He'll be very near the 20 when they spot it, I would imagine.
So we got pushed back, and let's see where they spot him. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be spotted at the 20.
At the 20. So it's going to be 4th and 5, ball resting at the 20.
So a good test here for the Falcons early in this ball game, 4th down and 5, and
now we have a timeout.
we've got a timeout by Central, and this time it is a real timeout.
It did happen.
So we'll keep it right here. 4th down and 5 for the Falcons on the Monroe 20. We want to thank you for joining us here on our high school football game of the week. Tonight's game being brought to you by CMA Skyline Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, along with Appalachian Freight, Sugar Creek Snowy and Sweet Company, Wholesome Foods, Frog's Garage, and Thomas Family Dentistry. Again, next week we will be in the playoffs. We're not sure where we will be yet. You can always head over to valleysportsradio.com for game recaps and also the schedule for upcoming games as we get ready for some playoff football. It's going to be a couple of teams here in the county. Stonewall will not be in the playoffs, even though, Randy, they have won a couple of games this year. They have won 2 this year, so that's good for the General. Strasburg will be in the playoffs, and Central will also be in the playoffs. For Strasburg, they are 4th and 2B ratings-wise, while Central is 7th and 3B. Kind of weird not having Strasburg and Central in the same district and stuff, but that's how it goes. 4th down and 5, Hoover, the quick kicker, and he connects to the wide receiver at the 15-yard line. It is number 11, Brevin Scott. And
that's
Central
6 yards down to the 14.
Picks up the first down.
That's Central's 23rd play, and I believe if I counted up real quickly here, there's been 10 plays for William Monroe, so Central's controlling the football right now.
Sounds like the Chargers-Raiders game last night. The Chargers were down and had a lot more possession time, and that's kind of what it looks like tonight. So a big first down there on 4th and 5 as Central gets it in the air. So at the 14, Hoover hands it off. It's Dyer, left side. He tries to push a couple blockers down, and he does. He actually bulldozers a couple all the way down to about the 10-yard line. Yep.
Pick up a 4, be second down and 6 at the 10. Approaching the 10-minute mark remaining in the first half. William Monroe leads 7-0, but Central away 10 yards away from getting into pay dirt. Falcons have been running the ball very effectively, and they've thrown it effectively when they've needed to throw, but they're mixing in the pass sparingly, but the running game's working.
Yeah, they're using it when they need to. Second down, here's a toss to Dyer. Left side, he's going to get knocked down by a couple of defenders. He tried to get around the corner, but he didn't have much success that time.
He might have got maybe just inside the 10. It looks like they're going to put it down, so you can give him a yard, but it's going to be 3rd and 5, the ball resting just outside the 9-yard line.
Tackle there for Monroe by number 6, Jeremy Savoy.
Yep, somebody had him low, and somebody finished him off high that time.
And that's what you got to do with Dyer. You know, Isaiah is only a sophomore, but he's 5'8", 180 pounds, so he can definitely do some damage. He's got some strength, and we've seen that so far tonight.
He's been picking up a lot of yards after contact, except for that play when they held him pretty well in check. High formation again for Falcons.
3rd and 6, and it's a
end around,
and it's a big loss. Central goes with the end around, and Landon Shockey loses a lot of yardage there, and I think they're going to try to kick a field goal here.
I think they were expecting that play.
It's 4th down.
They'd seen it earlier, and they were ready for it that time.
A big loss there on Third down and 6. 8:35 and clock rolling in the second. Central down 7-0, and it looks like they're going to send out Alex Lopez. On the year, he is 3 for 5 on field goals.
34
Snap
yard
is
attempt.
down. Kick is up by Lopez, and it is good.
All right.
Alex
34-yard field
Lopez
goal.
boots the field goal in from, how many did you say? It was 34 yards. Randy, a 34-yarder for Alex Lopez, and the Falcons are on the board at 7-3. We will break and return after this high school football game of the week on Valley Sports Radio. 8:14 to go, second quarter of play. Kyle Gutshaw and Randy McFarland with you here tonight from Falcon Field in Woodstock. Central trails 7-3 after knocking in a field goal here just a second ago by Alex Lopez. Monroe takes the kickoff, caught at the 20-yard line, coming down the field to about the 30, and the ball is loose. And do we have a fumble? Central says they have it. No sign yet from the referees. Still no sign.
Yep, no sign from the ones that count.
Central says they have it, and what do we have here? Still waiting. Still no sign. Monroe says
I don't
they
know how they're
have
gonna
it.
make a sign, no.
If anything, Monroe was down there. That's what they're claiming, and Central still says it's their ball, and I haven't
Send
seen
it to replay in New York.
Yeah, let's send it to New York. They'll screw it up there too.
Yeah, well, this doesn't look good when you got 5 guys trying to figure out what happened when it's already happened.
Yeah, we've got a discussion between the referees right now, and it's Central football.
Well, that's a big turnover.
So the Dragons fumble on the kickoff right after the Falcons just kicked the field goal, and just like that, Central has it, down 7-3 with 8:08 to go in the second quarter.
And they're coming off a scoring drive that went 18 plays, 7 minutes and 23 seconds.
So
when they
you
had it the last time, so.
Randy, that the Monroe defense is a little bit worn down right now. So the
Yep.
ball is going to be marked at about the Monroe 30.
Yep.
That's a big turn of events here in this one. And we talked about holding on to the football, and right there on the kickoff return, Monroe just didn't hold on to it. And
Nope.
Central's got another chance here.
Golden opportunity here.
Hoover under center. He's looking to pass. He looks up. He throws it deep
He's
to the
got
end
him.
zone. It's a good throw, and it is knocked away.
Good play.
Wow.
Last second.
Intended for Brevin Scott.
Broken up by Blaise Van Dyke, I believe. Number 6, Jeremy Savoy.
Jeremy Savoy, and that was a beautiful pass there from Kellen Hoover.
He
That
laid
was
out the deflector.
yeah, that was right on the money. That would have been a touchdown, but Savoy knocks it away in the end zone, and Central not able to score on that play. So second down and 10.
I formation, 2 receivers to the right for the Falcons.
It's going to be another pass. Hoover rolling to his right. He's got some room as the
Option.
defender fell down. Hoover going, and he will go towards the sideline, take a little bit of a hit from number 24 there, Caden Pritchett. But a good job there from Hoover, the quarterback, holding on to it after his defender kind of slipped on his way.
Going to get down to the, call it the 24, so give him a gain of 6. Going to be third down and 4. Ball resting at the 26 of William Monroe.
So third down and short here for the Falcons. Monroe deferred to start the ball game. Central got it, went down the field and coughed the football up. Monroe quickly went down and scored. Central then coughed it up again. Monroe was held on fourth down. Central with the field goal, and then Monroe fumbles. So Central back with it. Third down and 4. Hoover looking to pass again. He's going to throw a screen, and the ball is loose.
That's incomplete.
And
He
that's
never
got to
had
be
it.
an incomplete pass there, and it
Yeah,
is
the
an
officials
incomplete
say
pass.
incomplete. A good play by Monroe's defense, though. They were waiting for it.
So the ball is incomplete after receiver didn't hold on to it really at all. It
He was
a
going to
big
lose
hit.
yardage anyway.
Yeah.
So now it's a 4th and 4. The ball resting at Monroe's 24.
So on the 24, Central's going to go, obviously.
Now Monroe's defense is facing what Central's did after a turnover.
Yeah.
Holding the other team. So
Into the first quarter, Page County 14, Stonewall nothing. Into the first quarter, Strasburg 14, Luray 7. Those are the county matchups. We'll have those games and a lot more at halftime, so make sure you stick with us as we'll recap the first half and also look around the high school, college scoreboard and also some professional games. 4th down and 4. Falcons go for it, and it's going to be a end around. Here we go again. Coming around, number 5, and it's going to get around the corner. Oh, it takes a huge hit. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man, that's a big hit, and good to see Landon Shockey get up after that. Oh, that's bad. Shockey takes an absolute huge hit to his helmet. He gets knocked on his back, but he's able to pop up. Penalty flags come in from everywhere.
No doubt about that one.
That's just a bad play. Good job by Shockey on the end around, getting around the corner and picking up the first down, but then he just gets absolutely crushed. Big helmet-to-helmet contact there, and good to see Shockey get up and get back over to the bench, because that did not look good at all. Wow.
Nope, and that was clearly late out of bounds.
Oh, man. Those are the ones you got to avoid. You've got to got to go for the pads, not the helmet there. And it is going to be a personal foul. Hit to the head. And he's been ejected. That player has been ejected.
And that's going to be Jeremy Savoy.
And that was Savoy, and that was who made the big play a little bit ago in the end zone. So number 6, Jeremy Savoy, has been tossed out of this ball game. And he will, well, he's not off the field yet. Now he will be taken off the field.
Oh, he doesn't have a choice.
So Shockey picks up the first down for the Falcons. He takes a big hit to the helmet.
And then be an 8-yard penalty because it's going to take it to the 8, half the distance. So it's, but the biggest thing for them is Savoy's out of the game now.
Yeah, Jeremy Savoy tossed out of this game for helmet-to-helmet contact, and have to, you hate to see guys ejected, Randy, but right there, that was just a dangerous play.
Yeah,
it's too dangerous. You can't do that. So player is ejected with 7:41 to go for, I guess the technical term would be targeting.
Yep, technically.
7-3 Monroe. Central, though, down at what, the
8-yard line. Just inside the 8. Just inside the 8-yard line.
So they've got a good chance to score. If you remember the first play of this drive, Randy, where Central went to the end zone, and it was a beautiful play and could have been a touchdown. Well, that ball was knocked away, and it was by Jeremy Savoy, who was just kicked out of this game. So that could be a big loss for this team.
He made an excellent defensive play on that one.
He made a clean play on that one. Just wasn't making a smart play on the other one because Shockey, it looked like he was out of bounds. It was completely unnecessary.
One step out of bounds already, yeah.
So 1st down and 8 from the 8 and right up the middle towards the end zone, and in the end zone, touchdown Isaiah Dyer from 8 yards out, and the Falcons take the lead with 7:36 to go here in the second quarter. It's 9-7 Central, and the PAT coming up will look to make it a 3-point lead for the Falcons. Dyer is hard to stop, Randy. He was able to get some space, and he was gone. High snap on the kick. Kick is up, though, and has plenty under it, and it is good. And a little bit of a momentum swing for the Falcons now.
5 plays, 30-yard drive after the turnover to take the lead for the Falcons. Central 10-7 now.
Central 10-7, and we'll keep it right here. And, that's a big drive for the Falcons. Not only did they get the turnover on that first play right after the kicking the field goal, but able to punch it in after a little bit of adversity there. Monroe made a good play on that first down snap, but then the dirty play on the targeting penalty. And
that was a 4th and 5 play.
Yeah.
He did pick up the first down ahead of time.
And Central, going with the end around a play that hadn't worked, I would say probably the first two, the prior 2 times. So they go back with a good play call by Mike Yo. And, good to see Landon Shockey pop up after that hit. Looking for him on the sideline. I'm sure he's going through some type of concussion testing, either on the field or up in the locker room. But, glad to see he's okay after taking a monster hit. But good drive for the Falcons, and they have a 10-7 lead. Lopez and to kick it off for Central. And it's a little, I don't even know, off the end of his foot, out of bounds, and the whistle blew.
The whistle beforehand.
Might have been a false start, or I guess you would call it an offside on the kickoff, and that could be a blessing after that kick. Was not very good for Lopez. I didn't see a signal, Randy. I'm guessing that was a offsides, but again, I didn't see a call from the officials, so we'll just go with that. Central pushed back 5 yards.
33 plays for Central, 10 for William Monroe.
That's
so far.
unbelievable. So let's try it again. Lopez, again, not much of a kick. He pops it up to about the 40. It goes through a couple players' legs, and the ball is picked up at the 30-yard line by number 1, Logan Barber. That ball went through 2 Monroe defenders' legs, and Barber nearly did not get to that ball, but Monroe gets there, and I guess that was the play call there for Lopez. Knock it through a couple guys' legs and hope we can get it back. But
well,
nevertheless, yeah, that was a good try, if anything, if he was trying to do that or not. But
good field position for William Monroe to start this drive at their own 40.
Yeah, Monroe at their own 40.
7:33 left first
Check
half.
that.
Falcons
30.
10-7. 30-yard line, that's right, 30.
Receiver to the left and right. It's going to be a handoff to the left side, and it is
spins
number
away.
4,
It's Dyer.
Dupree Rucker.
Rucker.
And Rucker bounces off a couple of tackles and picks up a couple yards on first down. And we haven't seen much of him the last 5 or 10 minutes because they haven't been on the field. So I guess
and Central's fine with that.
That's for sure. If
the way he ran early.
Yeah, if you're Central, you've got to continue to try to keep this team off the field and keep Rucker out of reach, because he is explosive and he can make some big plays. 2nd down and 7, clock rolling, under 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Under center, the quarterback, and he will hand it off, and in the backfield, a huge loss there. And that tackle was Dylan Mullins. He's a senior defensive line for the Falcons. And
it's going to be 3rd and 10 now.
Rucker
Gain 3, lost 3.
Lost 3 yards there.
6.5 remaining in the second quarter. Central 10, William Monroe 7. 3rd and 10 for the Dragons at their own 30.
On the sidelines, Central running back Alex Neff is on crutches. He's out of his uniform. He's just wearing a short sleeve shirt, and they're putting him onto the gator. So it looks like Alex Neff is done for who knows how long. That's a big loss for Central. 3rd down and 10, and Rucker again met in the backfield. Dupree Rucker not able to do anything on 2nd and 3rd down, and that's going to force a punt here for William Monroe with 5:55 to go in the second quarter. Good stops there by Central. I think at this point they know, their number one option, Randy, is Dupree Rucker. So if Central can put some pressure on him and
make him do something else.
That's for sure. But again, a tough loss there for Central, losing Alex Neff as he is heading off the field. He's the lead back, but they still have Dyer in there. He's been doing good tonight.
Dyer is the tailback last time.
That's for sure. So here's the punt, and it's a low snap. It bounces to the kicker, and it's going to be kicked to about the 45, take a bounce toward the sideline, and go out of bounds around the Central 39.
So it'll be a 31-yard punt. And Central will take over at their 39, where they'll try to build on this lead before the end of the half.
Yeah, so it's a 10-7 lead for Central. They trailed 7-0 at one point after fumbling on their first drive. Monroe went down, didn't waste any time, but since then Monroe's offense has kind of stalled for the most part. A big fumble also by Monroe that gave Central the ball back, enabling them to go down and score the 7 points. So we'll see what Central can do here. Again, Central, a team coming in averaging a little bit under 24 points per game. Monroe is about 22 points per game. So these are both offenses that don't score a whole lot, but still a decent bit. Hoover going deep here. He's looking to be down the field to the 20, and it's called by Brevin Scott, and he is going to go all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. Kellen Hoover airs it out, and Brevin Scott, with his speed, able to get away from the defenders, and he goes all the way. It was called at about the 25-yard line, and it's about a 61-yard touchdown there for the Falcons. And just like that, Central now leads this ball game 16-7 with exactly 5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
And
How
you see
about
who they
that?
picked on?
Yeah.
Savoy's replacement.
Yeah, that's for sure. The PAT by Lopez is good, and Central now leads this ball game 17-7. Very interesting note there. Like you said, Jeremy Savoy, who was ejected, his replacement
Burned.
not able to do the job there. 17-7 Central. We're back after this on Valley Sports Radio. And back to Falcon Field here in Woodstock. Central now leads this ball game 17-7, and the kickoff here by Central is a little squibber, and it's fumbled at around the 25. It picked up by Monroe, and he runs into his own man. A big hit also there for the Falcons, and Central, Randy, with some momentum here at this point in the ball game, with a little bit under 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. So 17-7.
Be interesting to see if Monroe makes any adjustment here, since Central's obviously keen on Rucker at this point.
Right, there's been a lot of run plays here tonight, and the last couple of drives it has not really worked out for Dupree Rucker. We'll see what happens here. Again, Jared Knights is the quarterback. He will take the snap and hand it off, and again, a little bit of extra yardage there's Rucker. He gets touched. Looked like he was going to pick up maybe a couple, but then he was able to squirm forward and turn that into about 7. Yeah, so a good carry there on first down for Rucker. And Randy, those are the moments Central's got to get him down right there. You know, you've got the opportunity. He is a big guy, but, you know, you can't allow that extra 5 yards.
No.
That can come back and get you.
Inside 4.5 minutes, first half, 17-7, Falcons in front.
Monroe quickly up to the line. Looked like a man in motion there at the top, and that's a nice run there, getting to about the 46-yard line. And really, Randy, that should have been an illegal motion. There was the receiver at the top was not set at all. He had moved beforehand, but the refs didn't catch it somehow, considering the referee standing right there in front of him. But that's a first down pickup there for the Dragons. 4 minutes to go now in the second. They're trying to pick up some momentum here and move the ball in high tempo right now. No huddle offense, and here's the handoff. And it's to, is that number 1
That's
there?
number 1 again, yeah.
So that's
the second straight carry.
That's Logan Barber for the second straight time. Barber listed as a wide receiver, but he is one of the 3 players you really had to key on if you're Central coming into this game.
The adjustment Monroe's made right now is they're putting 3 backs in the backfield instead of having 2 wide receivers. So
that's true. Only one receiver.
Offset eye.
2nd and 5.
The fullback this time.
And right up the middle, not much there in the Falcon territory. And going to spot him at the...
Called about the 47. It's
47 and a half, yeah.
So they've got about almost 3 yards to go yet.
So third down and about 4 yards. Let's see if they go with the run here and see what Central does. Oh, and a man moved early. Oh, that's a big penalty. That's on 66. That's a big 5-yard penalty for the Dragons, stopping the clock with 2:53 to go in the second.
Especially when you're not showing too much intuition toward the passing game at all right now.
That's for sure. I would predict they were probably going to run the ball there, third down and short. Yeah,
I'm sure they were, and they were going to run it again if they didn't get them.
Right.
Sure.
So a 5-yard penalty pushes them back, and it's now third down and 8. Ball moved back to the Monroe 49-yard line.
That makes it a little bit more of a challenge for the run. Going to go with the I formation.
In the I. Looking to pass. Pressure coming, and it is picked off. The pass is picked off by Landon Shockey. So Landon Shockey gets some redemption after being knocked on his back earlier after helmet-to-helmet contact. He's on the field for defense, and he makes the interception, and Central takes over with 2:19 to go in the second quarter. That was just good pressure by the Falcons, and that made the quarterback Jared Knights so uncomfortably, and it was picked off, and that's a big play for Central.
Yep, 2:19 left first half for Central to try to expand on this lead at this point.
Quarterback Kellen Hoover again under center. He made a big play last time.
Might
He's
see the
going
same thing
deep again, and he is going deep. It's a little underthrown, and Scott, not Scott there. It looked like it was number 8, Cameron Wells.
That could have been a penalty because the kid wasn't playing the ball at all. He
Yeah.
just wasn't really face guarding, but he was running into the guy all the way down through there.
So again, it looks like, Randy, they're going after Jeremy Savoy's replacements out there. They're trying to go deep. Second straight play like that, except at that time, extremely underthrown compared to the one before where Hoover was able to get it all the way to Brevin Scott. So just not enough under that one. And nearly a play was still made, either for the defender or the offensive receiver. It was going to be something, but fell incomplete. 2nd and 10, quick pass, and through the hands. Brevin Scott not able to make the catch, and just like that, it's 3rd down and 10, and still a lot of time on that clock. And 2:09 to go here in the second quarter. Monroe does get the ball to start the third quarter, but they're trailing 17-7.
That was a good play call, though, to go short after running deep twice on the individual and be very conscious of the deep ball and then throw it short like that. Just couldn't quite hang on to it.
If you're Central here, you might be thinking a screen play on 3rd down and 10, maybe an end around like you did earlier. We'll see what they go with here, but you want to get the clock rolling, but at the same time, you also want to get the first down.
Might go deep with it again.
3rd down and 10, and there's the end around and getting around, trying to avoid the blocker the defender, and gets back to about the 40-yard line. Not much there, though.
They did a good job to get that much.
Yeah.
Slipped 2 tackles to get there.
A lot of yards. You have to run a lot, but doesn't always result in anything. So 4th down and long, and that is going to force a punt. And Randy, the clock stopped because he went out of bounds. So that's
2 minutes.
Yeah, still a lot of time. And Monroe is able to score here and then head into halftime with some momentum, getting the ball again. You never know what will happen. So if you're Central, you would have liked to score something there, at least run the clock down after the interception, but they're not able to do so. Hopefully here the kicker, Kellen Hoover, also the quarterback, can pin them deep. Nearly blocked. It's punted to about the 25-yard line, and it's muffed, and a good tackle. Muffed at the 22, pushed back Logan Barber, and tackled by Brevin Scott at about the Monroe 18-yard line. So that's where William Monroe has it with 1:52 to go here in the second quarter on a chilly night in Woodstock. 17-7, Central on top. So Monroe brings their offense back out onto the field after an interception on their last drive. Going to look to try to get down the field and maybe score before halftime here on this drive. Again, join us at halftime. Stick with us. We'll have a lot to talk about with this game and some other games here in the area. And handoff in the backfield. Pressure coming, and getting stopped in the backfield is, again, Dupree Rucker. Getting there first is Clifton Grant. And does Central think about using any timeouts in this position? Still have a couple left. They used one earlier, and they're not going to use it yet, at least. Clock down to 1:25, and if you're Monroe, you really don't have any reason to hurry. Now you're so deep in your own territory, back at your own 15. With time.
2nd and 13 here.
Yeah. I think if Central can get a stop here, though, I'd try to call a timeout. 2nd and 13, 1:10 to go here in the second quarter. Monroe takes the snap, hands it off, and not much there again on the carry. And there's the timeout. 57.5 seconds to go here in the second quarter, and Central calls their second timeout. It's going to be 3rd down for Monroe deep in their own territory. So if you're Central here, you're hoping you can at least get the ball back with, a Hail Mary opportunity. Randy, especially after you saw what happened a little bit ago where they just went deep and Brevin Scott was able to make the catch after a good throw from Kellen Hoover. So
it's 3rd down and 7, and then, they could take another shot deep if they get the ball back here.
That's true, and it always depends because you think about forcing them to punt. A punt is not always going to work out. Sometimes, like we saw a little bit ago, we'll see a bad snap and something could go disastrous. So putting them in that position is always really big. So we'll see here if Central's able to get the ball back before we head to halftime, or if Monroe's able to make them pay and make a big play here and score points. 3rd down and 7. 57.5 seconds to go here in the second quarter. And a quick pass to the left side, and getting forward but still short of the first down there is William Monroe. Clock rolling, 50 seconds to go here, and Central,
they're going to take their last timeout.
Yeah, I would think. Yeah, they do. They're going to burn that final timeout. 47.5 seconds to go here in the second quarter. 4th down and 2. Do you show your the gutsiest coach in the world and go for this here?
I don't think so. That's a quick way to take yourself out of it if you don't get the first down.
So final timeout here in the first half for the Falcons. Monroe on their own 25. It's 4th down and 2. You've got to think they're going to punt, but again, you never know. So both teams are huddled on a chilly night here on senior night in Woodstock. Central 4-5. Saw their first 3-game losing streak this year for the first time in a while. I haven't seen that. And Mike Yo, head coach of the Falcons, in his 13th season, he's 25 games over 500. $85-60 on the year, so they are going to line up the punt here. 4th down and 2. And the snap. And it's a punt. And it's a pretty good boot. Yep. Central not going to get to it. It's going to dribble all the way down to about the 28-yard line. 29-yard line. So that's where Central has it with 36.2 seconds to go. So, Randy, you think you might as well draw up the trips formation, try to go Hail Mary?
I don't think you need to do that. I think you just need to go one-on-one out here on the replacement cornerback if you want to do that.
Or Central could go the conservative route and just hand the ball off, and we'll see you in the third quarter. We never know. So they'll bring it up to the line with 36 seconds to go, leading 17-7. Monroe does get the ball, though, to start the third quarter. And they're in the kneel-down formation. Is Monroe going to call a timeout here? I guess they were afraid of the fake kneel-down pass. Yeah, the fake kneel-down. So we see another timeout, another stoppage of play here in the second quarter. Just a reminder that tonight's CMA Skyline Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Game of the Week is being brought to you by CMA Skyline, also by Thomas Family Dentistry, by Frog's Garage, along with Sugar Creek Snowy and Sweet Company, Wholesome Foods, and Appalachian Freight. We want to thank you for joining us. We've got a good one on our hands at the moment. Here in the last game of the regular season, I'm Kyle Gutschall, filling in at play-by-play for Mr. Craig Orndorff. I have Randy McFarland back with me. Randy, you did some games with us last year, and then you and I did some playoff when we did the game at Shenandoah.
Yep.
That was a really well-played game last season for the Falcons in the playoffs, and we're back to action here. And they do kneel down, and we're down to 25 seconds to go in the second quarter, and let's see, are they going to have to run one more?
Looks like one more.
Yeah, they're going to have to run one more, it looks like, before we finish off this first half of play. But, you've got to give credit to Central right now. They were down 7-0. They bounced back. They now lead at 17-7. Now we're down to 3 seconds in this second quarter, and I don't see another play being run, and we will not see another play run. And that is the end of the first half from Central. The Falcons of Central lead 17-7.
So it'll be interesting to see any adjustments that's made. Central made the adjustment early. They adjusted their defense to be able to stop Rucker more. And now Monroe needs to make some type of adjustment to be able to get their offense moving.
So Monroe brings the offense out onto the field here to begin the third quarter play from Falcon Field here in Woodstock. Again, Kyle Gutschall and Randy McFarland with you.
So the drive will start at the 30-yard line.
And they're going to start with two receivers to the left. First play is a handoff
right
up the middle. And, oh, boy, and he's going to get away and going all the way down the field to free Rucker. And he's going down to the 10, and he's going to go all the way on the first play. That's a touchdown. No flags on the play. The pre-Rucker broke away, and the Falcons defenders just could not get to him. And that is exactly what Monroe was looking for to start this second half. A big play. 70-yard touchdown to begin the second half of play for the Dragons. Wow.
In 10 seconds of possession, they score. So 70 yards, 10 seconds. So he broke for free right up the middle again, just like early in the game.
And the low snap, here's the PAT. It's a low liner, and it's good. 15 seconds into the third quarter, Central's lead is down to 3. It's 17-14, and you know, there on that play, he broke away from a couple of the defenders, and then they just couldn't catch up to him there as he went down the field.
They waited to dive until he got too far away from him. Then he needed to dive a little sooner, but, you know, you think you have an angle on him, and then all of a sudden you don't. So he's got a 45-yard touchdown run, now a 70-yard touchdown run.
It seems like their whole offense just on a couple of plays.
Yep, pretty much. Well, now Central needs to regain some momentum here.
So Central's lead down
to 3.
17-14. Keeping things interesting here for us tonight.
Monroe scored quickly in the first half.
Yeah, Central would be okay if they knew that would be the only score of the half.
If it would duplicate the first half.
Yeah.
That was very similar to the first touchdown run, right up the middle.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy. Just good blocking up front, and then when he got in the secondary, he was gone. Oh, Central set to receive the kickoff now.
See if they can make a response here. 15 seconds into the third quarter. Here's a kickoff, and it's a boomer. Called it about the 15-yard line there for Central, and cutting back to about the 30 and getting up to the 30-yard line is Cameron Wells. And that's where the Falcons will kick off the third quarter of play. Well, I guess if you want to continue to maintain that big time of possession game, Randy, you got to let them score quick, right?
Yeah, let them score quick and then run down the clock.
Yeah, run down the clock and run down their defense. Yeah, you still got to score, that's for sure.
Yeah, because you see it doesn't take long for them to score if they get Rucker free at all.
Yeah. So first down and 10, Central on their own 30.
Dyer is in the tailback position.
Taking the snap and getting to the ball carrier. There's William Monroe's defensive line there.
Lost a yard.
Lost a yard there on first down. So Monroe right now, they've got the momentum. It's kind of shifted. Monroe had it a little bit in the first half. Central then ran with it towards the end of the first half. But then right now, Monroe has it, and you don't want to give them too much energy and confidence because you've already seen they can break off some big plays. Under center, Hoover looking to pass. Pressure coming. He's going to step up in the pocket, and he's taken down. Penalty flag comes out, and that could be an offensive hold. That would be a bad situation for Central. That would push him back even farther. We'll see what the penalty is on. As Hoover got taken down. Yeah, it's going to be on Central.
So it's either going to be 3rd and 11 or
second in a million.
Second in a long way.
Oh, okay.
No, it's only going to decline.
Some type of illegal formation. Or
false start. 3rd down and 11 at the 29.
Illegal motion, I'm guessing, because false start would have technically blown it dead. So 3rd down and 11 for Central on their own 29. Lead is down to 3 at 17-14. Hoover looking to pass. He's going to pump fake and go deep down the field and overthrowing the intended receiver, Cameron Wells. He couldn't get there, and it's a good defensive stop there from Monroe. It's 4th down and 11, and Central's going to have to punt. We're still only about a minute and a half in here to the second half. Did we have a penalty? I heard some whistles blowing. Referees are talking. Didn't see anything.
I don't see a flag anywhere,
yeah, I don't see one either. Yeah, I don't think there was a penalty there. I didn't see a flag, but I heard the whistles blowing. Some type of sideline warning, possibly. But it does not affect the play. Yeah.
So punting from their own 29.
Logan Barber back at about the 40, and the ball is fumbled. And picked up at the 15-yard line. Hoover couldn't get it away. The ball fumbled, and Monroe takes over on the Central 15. Oh, man.
This is reminding the way the first half started.
Yeah.
If you want to get down to it.
So a couple of costly mistakes here in this second half so far for Central. The first mistake was just letting Dupree Rucker get away, and then right there, fumbling it. And Monroe, instead of having to start a little bit away from the end zone, only 15 yards away. First play is a handoff right up the middle to Rucker. He's going to go all the way to the end zone. It's a touchdown, and William Monroe reclaims the lead. It's 20-17. 10:22 to go in the third quarter. Another costly mistake there for Central. Monroe turns it into 6, reclaiming the lead for the second time tonight. PAT will look to make it a 4-point lead. Last time it was a low liner, but it still went through. This time, plenty of distance on it. It's good. And Central now trails 21-17 with 10:22 to go here in the third quarter. We'll break and return after this. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on Valley Sports Radio. William Monroe 21, Central 17, back here to Falcon Field after Central led 17-7 coming into this third quarter. It has really changed hands with William Monroe leading the ball game by 4 points. Still only 10-17 to go in the third quarter, so we haven't got very far, but a lot has happened on the scoreboard.
On one side of the scoreboard.
Yeah, on one side of the scoreboard.
It's been rolling. 2 plays and 2 touchdowns offensively for William Monroe, 70 yards and 15 yards.
So Central's going to look to bounce back, and this is the kind of drive, Randy, where it feels like you've got to do something. You can't afford to have another punt, and the way William Monroe's offense is looking right now, kind of unstoppable looking. So we'll see what happens here. Hoover will take the snap, and it's an end around, and getting around the left side is Brevin Scott, and to about the 32-yard line before getting pushed out of bounds.
Number 11, Brevin Scott. Gain of a few yards.
Luray with an 8-play, 98-yard touchdown drive that Atkins capped with a 15-yard run and a 2-point conversion, and Strasburg's now tied with Luray 21-21. So Strasburg led into halftime, and that game's now tied. 5:39 to go in the third quarter.
2nd and 8, Central from their own 32-yard line. Come back in the I formation, 2 wide receivers to the right.
Hoover looking to pass, scrambling to the right. He sets his feet, going deep, wide open. Oh, my goodness. The ball's dropped. Oh, man. Wide open. Cameron Wells across the field. It was a beautifully run route, and he just dropped it. That was going to be a big pickup there for Central. Those are the ones you can't afford to miss.
Yep.
Hoover planted his feet. He scrambled to the right, then he planted and went left, and Wells was wide open. Sometimes those are the ones that get in your head, I think. When you've got all the room in the world, sometimes you lose focus, and right there, that's what happened.
Kind of like a wide open layup in basketball sometimes. Hardest thing to do.
3rd down and 8 now after a big missed opportunity for the Falcons, and a handoff right up the middle. Central surprisingly goes with the run there. There's nothing there, and that's going to force another punt. Wow. Conservative play call there by the Falcons.
Well, they got a punt from their own 33. So the offense has gone AWOL here.
Kellen Hoover back to punt, and this time it gets away, and it's a good one. Called at the 35 by Logan Barber. He gets away from a tackler and gets away from another tackler and then finally pushed out of bounds at the 47-yard line. So good field position for William Monroe, who already has a lot of momentum here in this third quarter of play. We might have to look back at that play a little bit later, Randy, on that second down chance where they couldn't get it done. And that was a big miss for the Falcons as Hoover threw a beautiful pass to Wells across the field wide open and just couldn't make the catch. 9:19 to go, third quarter. Central trailing Monroe 21-17 here on the season finale of the regular season. Both of these teams will be moving on to the playoffs. Barber in motion, fake handoff, and it is a handoff actually in the backfield, left side, and getting to about the Central 46-yard line is the listed as receiver Logan Barber, but he's done about everything tonight.
Yep, that's his third carry of the night and gives him 21 yards now. So it's up to Central's defense today, going to make a stop here. Ball at the Central 46, 8:47 remaining third quarter. 21-17 Monroe.
Barber again in motion. Handoff, it's up the middle, and it's another good carry. Bulldozering through Central defenders. It looked like it was Dupree Rucker.
Going to be down to the 35, going to pick up 11 yards. First down.
So Rucker getting it going again here in this third quarter after a pretty strong first quarter. Not much in the second after Central was putting pressure on, but ball is at the Central 35. Monroe looking to extend their 4-point lead here. Early stages of the second half. Handoff, it's Rucker trying to get around, and he does. Lowers his head. Takes a couple of guys out down inside the 30. Could have been possibly a penalty there. Looked like a little bit of a push off the snap there by one of the defenders, or blockers I should say, for Monroe, but not enough contact to warrant the penalty, and don't think we should be too upset about that.
No.
The less penalties, the better.
Second down and 3, ball resting at the Central 28-yard line.
Handoff, it is Barber. And he gets down inside the 25. So Monroe's just moving the football now. They're not having any issues. They've got the momentum going. They've got a high-tempo offense right now. First and 10 from the Central 22. 7:10 to go. Third quarter of play. And handoff right up the middle, and not too much there on first down for William Monroe. Getting to about the 20. Pickup of 2 yards there on first down for William Monroe. Here in this second half, Randy, William Monroe scored 14 points in 37 seconds.
Yeah, they did. That
according to Tommy Keeler of the MVD.
doesn't take long when you break off a 70-yard run and 15-yard run after a turnover.
Second and 8. Barber again in motion, this time to the left. Handoff, and it's to the big man. It's Rucker, and Rucker not much there. Got to about the 19. Pickup of about a yard. It's going to be third down and 7. And Central with a couple of big opportunities here. You want to try to make a stop.
5:50 clock running here in the third quarter, which has been all William Monroe. Racing a 17-7 halftime deficit to move in front 21-17. Taking a long time in the huddle this time.
Yeah, it's taking a long time here for them to get the play in and finally get up to the line. Don't see the back judge holding his arm up.
There it goes.
Yep. And here's the handoff, and it's going to be the Barber, and he gets knifed down after a pickup of 3 or 4 there on third down. It's going to be fourth down.
We'll put him down at the 16.
And they're going to bring the field goal unit out. Okay. Central has a field goal tonight. Monroe's going to try one here, at least line up to try one to try to extend their lead up to 7. Down to 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter of play. The spot is about the 15. It's going to be a 34-yarder here for Monroe, right hash. Looking to extend the lead. High snap. Kick is up, and it is good. And William Monroe puts 3 on the board, and they now lead it by 7. 24-17, 4:46 to go. We'll keep it right here. So you consider that a win for Central halfway because you don't allow 7. It's still a one-possession game, and, give them a little bit of credit there.
That's definitely a win for them, as down as they have been. The momentum's all against them right now, but to get that stop was crucial.
So Central down by 7. Over halfway through here in the third quarter of play from Falcon Field in Woodstock for our high school football game of the week. As Central's got some work to do after leading 17-7 at halftime. They're now down 24-17.
And they've had 2 possessions, 2 3-and-outs. And the first 3-and-out was a fumble loss, which gave Monroe the ball at the Central 15. One play later, it was a touchdown.
Yep.
So 3 fumbles lost tonight by Central.
Here's the kickoff.
Kind of a short knuckler.
Yeah, knuckler caught at about the 10-yard line by Central, coming up the field and getting down past the 30, and that's a good recovery there after kind of a weird kick. The ball took a little short hop. And, ball's marked at about the 33.
Yep. 4:40 going third.
That's where Central will take over, and we'll see what kind of response they can make here. And last time they had it, they were down by 4. Now it's 7. So, you can't continue to have 3-and-outs.
No, they need to put a little drive together here also to give their defense a little bit of rest.
Decent field position at the 33. Hoover looking to pass. Quick drop. He will get it to Brevin Scott, and he'll get towards the sideline and around a first down. I think he's going to get there. So compared to what I've seen from Central this year, it's a lot of passing here tonight. Even though there was a lot of running going on in the first half, also a lot more passing than we're used to seeing. So Hoover's having some opportunities, and that is a first down there for the Falcons. Clock stops temporarily as they move the chains.
That was a good pass. Ran the out right.
Yeah, it was a good tight spiral there by Kellen Hoover.
Right in stride.
Balls.
And that's there anytime they want it.
Ball's at the 44, pickup of 11 there on first down. 2 receivers, one to the left, one to the right. Hoover will hand it off. This time it's Dyer. He gets hit off balance and
balled around there.
Yeah, pushed forward, and here's a late flag coming in. Yeah, we got a late flag on the Monroe side. Might have had an unsportsmanlike conduct there. And we talked about earlier, those penalties can be big, especially the personal fouls. Pickup of a couple there on first down, but penalty comes in late. It's like the referee, over there. Personal foul, and it's on Monroe. So it's an unsportsmanlike conduct, and that'll move the chains.
That'll move the ball 15 yards more down the field.
And attention, there is an iPhone that has been turned into the concession stand. Check and see. Do you have your iPhone?
So that's going to move the ball all the way down to the Monroe 38.
So now they're 1st and 10 at the 38, 4:23. Remaining third quarter, Central looking to get the tying touchdown here.
Into the third quarter, Strasburg leads Luray 28-21. So Central now in a pretty good position. Handoff up the middle, bouncing off of one tackler, and then
He almost got away again.
able to fall forward for a couple more. There's Isaiah Dyer on first down. Under 4 minutes to go here in the third. Central ball in Monroe territory, down by 7, 24-17.
Second down and 6. Ball resting in Monroe's 34-yard line.
Thank you for joining us wherever you are on a cold night. Some of you likely Central fans here in Woodstock on a cold night, and then others listening from everywhere, wherever you have internet.
2 wide receivers to the left. I formation for the Falcons.
2nd and 6, handoff again. It's Dyer. He's going to get a couple more yards, and
He almost popped through there.
if anything tonight, Randy, Dyer's showing that he's putting 100% effort in every play.
He runs hard, no doubt about it.
If you remember the name Dyer, that's because his brother Zeb Dyer was the quarterback for the Falcons the last few years, graduated last year, had a very good career here at the Falcons. And now his brother Isaiah, sophomore, is a running back. And you can remember Zeb Dyer, he's quarterback.
Yeah, very much.
He was tough to get down, just like his brother, so you can see the resemblance there. Strong guys.
3rd down and about 3 for the Falcons.
2 receivers to the left. Hoover will look to pass, and it's incomplete. They were looking towards Cameron Wells, and I don't think he was even going to get there if he made the catch, because the defender was right there in his face. And it's 4th down and 3. So interesting they go with the pass there on 3rd and 3 when you know you're going for it on 4th. So we'll see here if they roll the dice and try to run it. They've used the end around a lot tonight. One play that we've seen a lot from Central this year that I haven't seen tonight is the quarterback keeper with Hoover, where he just keeps it and tries to run with it.
Now, like you said, it's a big line up front.
Yeah, that's a tough thing. 4th and 3, 2:41 to go in the third. A big play here for Central. If Monroe can get a stop, they would really get some momentum going. And now we've got a whistle and a timeout Central. So here in a big spot in this game, Mike Yo going to take a timeout and bring his guys in to see what play they want to draw up here in a 4th down and 3 situation.
Might be a good time if you have a different type of formation to show it to Monroe at this point. Something that might confuse them and might force them to take a timeout as well. And if they don't, you might spring something free.
Last check we saw Sharando led Kettle run 14-7. That was in the third quarter.
They're not going to ask you about the basketball clock running. That's good. Because there was a student who came to me of all people today. He's like, yeah,
and out of the huddle.
I was like, you want to go see where I've been? I was like, I just talked to him. You go down there right
Be
now.
interesting to see what they come up with.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And again, it's still 2:41 to go here in the third. But if you don't get this, Monroe's going to have some momentum, and they've got a lot of options in their back pocket. So 4th down and 3 for Central. They're going to go on
try to find Scott on a run.
And they're going to toss it in the backfield to the left, and it's Dyer, and he is going to get the first down. Good play call there for Central. Isaiah Dyer gets the ball on 4th down and 3 and runs it to the left for a first down, and the Falcons move the chains with 2:30 to go in the third. Good play call there for Central.
1st and 10 at the 24. 2:22 remaining in the third quarter. 24-17, Monroe in front, but Central driving for the tying touchdown.
I wouldn't be surprised if Central tries to go for the end zone here soon. Hoover looking, and he's going to get it to Scott. No, he's going to drop the ball. Oh, man. Another well-thrown ball for Hoover. That was right there, and Scott kind of turned his head. He was trying to look towards the end zone, and makes me think of baseball when you're thinking double play and you're looking at the bag before you even have the ball in your hand there, or in the glove. And that's kind of what happened there. He was looking towards the end zone before he even had the ball, and that's another kind of big missed opportunity. Yeah.
2 big drops. They need to that pass is there. That out pass is there every time.
And he's putting it right on the money. There. 2nd down and 10. It's a toss. Dyer, and he slips. Slips down at the 25, maybe even the 26.
25, so going to lose about a yard, really. So it's going to be 3rd down and 11 at the 25. I'd go back to that little out route and hit that guy, and hopefully you catch it and you can turn upfield and get some.
If you don't get the
a lot of
first,
the
at least
yardage.
get 8 or
Yeah.
9.
Here comes Scott in. I wouldn't be surprised to see him run that again.
But just think there on that first down play, that was going to be.
It's going to be another first
It
down.
was going to be a first down and then down inside the 15. So that changes play calls here. Clock rolling, 1:20 to go, third quarter, 24-17. Hoover in the shotgun. 4 receivers, pressure coming, and
nowhere to go.
he gets absolutely crushed. He's taken down behind the 30. They go in the shotgun for the first time tonight and had 4 receivers set out, and Hoover gets run over.
At the 32-yard line, that'll bring up 4th and long.
Lost 7 on that sack.
It's 4th and 18, under a minute to go in the third. That not only pushed him back, but knocked him out of field goal range as well.
Well, they're going for it. Ball resting at the 32.
4th and 18. He's in the shotgun again. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right.
Roll him to the right to get away from pressure.
Rolling to the right, pressure coming. He sets his feet. He goes towards the end zone, and
It's
the catch is
dropped.
Caught and dropped. He dropped it inside the 5-yard line.
That wasn't a straight-out drop, though. That one was defended well. Just came loose when he hit the ground.
Yeah, he had it, and it popped out. And the ball goes to Monroe. Wow, that's a good defensive stop there. Hoover was able to get away from the defenders for the time being and then made a pretty decent throw. It was a good effort, and receiver had it, and then ball popped out when he hit the ground. And on 4th down and long, it goes back to Monroe with 31.5 to go here in the third quarter. And the first play is a handoff up the middle. Here we go again. It's number 4, Dupree Rucker. He breaks away. He's going down the sideline. He's got some room, and he's going to get popped. The ball popped out, but he went out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Monroe.
I'm not sure.
Central says they have the football.
They did. I think they did get it, but I don't know if he was.
Thought he was out of bounds. It's all the way on the other side of the field. I don't see them getting it here, but you never know.
43-yard run there.
Clock stopped temporarily. 17.5 seconds to go. It was a big run.
Now the officials huddle, but they're signaling first down. So.
And Monroe keeps the ball. Mike Gill all the way out onto the field wanting an explanation of what happened there and didn't like it, but he'll go back to the sideline anyways. It appeared he fumbled it out of bounds, and that was a really good pickup again by Rucker for about the 15th time tonight. First down and 10 on the Central 25, up 24-17. Here he is again, handoff to the left, and he falls forward, pickup of a few, and that'll do it here in the third quarter of play. Pickup of 5 there on first down, and Central, after leading 17-7 in the halftime, go to the fourth quarter trailing 24-17. We've got a good fourth quarter coming up. Stick with us here on Valley Sports Radio. We'll be right back here in the high school football game of the week here on Valley Sports Radio. Fourth quarter about to get underway from Central. The Falcons trail the Dragons of William Monroe 24-17, and Monroe is driving here, looking to add on their 7-point lead.
Rucker, 7 carries, 152 yards in that third quarter alone.
Unbelievable.
And
that's about what they had in the first half, right?
He had 90 in the first half. So
wow.
We've got 242 yards right now.
We knew coming in, what I tell you before the game, he was going to be a big part of this offense tonight. And Mike Yo still out there talking to the officials as we get ready for this fourth quarter of play where Monroe has the ball in the Central 20 in a 2nd and 5 situation. And Mike Yo finally heads back to the sideline. Now the official talking to someone. Now he's talking to Rucker. And we begin the fourth quarter, 12 minutes to go here in regulation. Under center, the quarterback, and handing it off. And going towards the end zone and falling short as he's down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line. So on the first play here in the fourth quarter, the pre-record continues to do his thing. Landon Shockey there on the tackle for the Falcons. As this is a big opportunity here for Monroe, already up 7, I should say, 24-17, and trying to get it in again here to start this fourth.
High formation, 2 wide outs to the left, but you can probably count on number 4 getting the football.
And you're right, Randy. It's a handoff up the middle to Rucker. Piles pushing forward, but not a whole lot there on first down and goal from the 8.
Pick up a 3.
Ball's at the 5. Second down and goal from the 5. Monroe still in the huddle. They're going to
taking a long time in the
well,
huddle.
you know, at this point you're up by 7. As long as you don't commit the penalty, right? You might
That's
as well.
what you want to do.
Yeah. From the 5, man in motion. Hand off. It's to the left. It is Rucker, and he is pushed
Warned
backwards. Got to get back to about the line of scrimmage there on second and goal. And it's third and goal from the. Let's see where they put him. Still at the 5. Maybe the
might have got a yard, but
maybe to the 4.
4.5, somewhere in there.
This is interesting here. Do you run it again on 3rd and 4? You would think yes, the way he's played tonight, but
yeah, I'd wager they're going to run the ball.
Question
Just
is,
no matter who, is it going to be him or is it going to be?
Well, we got Logan Barber. He's been running it a lot
Yeah.
tonight. Listed as receiver, but
If he goes in motion, he might get the handoff. Who
tight
knows?
setup here on the 3rd down and goal.
Yep. You know
Inside
who.
handoff, and he's pushing forward. He puts his hands over
Yep,
the
he's in.
line, and he is in. He reaches across the line, the goal line, that is, and it's a touchdown. Monroe back in the end zone. They're exploding here in this second half, and just like that, it's 30-17. Monroe with 9:48 to go in the fourth quarter of play. So a touchdown run there. PAT here will look to make it 31-17. Kick is up. It's a boomer, and it is good. William Monroe 31, Central 17. Falcons will have to respond back when we're going to keep it right here. So, again, Randy, Central not able to stop Monroe here in this second half. It's been a common
Yep.
theme.
Not stopping them at all, and it's pretty much a one-man show with Dupree Rucker in the backfield, just chewing up huge chunks of yardage and then pounding it in from short yardage.
Monroe put up 17 in the third, and they have 7 so far here in the fourth after Central led this game by 10 at the half. Central coming in just above Warren County in the cutoff for teams that will make the playoffs. Warren County also makes the playoffs, but they're the bottom 2 teams in Region 3B. Monroe in fourth. Stewart's Draft leads it. Sorry, that's in 2B. Stewart's Draft leads 2B with Clark. And here's the kickoff. And it's a knuckler caught at the 15. Up to the 30. Going around the left side to the 35. And towards the 40 before getting pushed out of bounds there for the Falcons. So that's the kind of return they needed to still have a chance in this one. That was Cameron Wells. And they're going to spot it at about the 38. So, Randy, if you're Central here, you've got 9:40 to go in the fourth. You've got a very slim margin of error, down a couple scores here in this stage of the game. You got to go down and score here within the first, I would say, 3 or 4 minutes to still have a chance to get a stop and put more points on the board.
I think you're going to see a lot of passing right
Yeah,
now.
I don't see the run
run's
game
not
being, not going to get you there in the amount of time that you have.
need.
Playing against the clock right now.
And landed Shockey is wide. All right, I like this.
And Hoover's going to pass, running right. Pressure's coming. He steps up, and it is, nearly intercepted. Logan Barber in the secondary got his hands on it, but he couldn't make the catch, and it falls incomplete, 2nd and 10. Hoover had 3 men coming right at him, and lucky just to have that fall incomplete.
Yep, lucky that one hit the turf. But that's been a couple drops in this half for Central's been big too.
Yeah, that's for sure. We remember the one cross field with
wide open.
Yep. 2nd and 10, 9:33 to go in the game. Hoover steps back. He's looking to throw, and he gets it to about the 44-yard line. Catch is made by Landon Shockey. And it's 3rd down.
Picked up about 5, so it's going to be 3rd and 5.
3rd down and 5 now.
Ball resting at Central's own 44. Approaching the 9-minute mark remaining in the 4th quarter. Monroe 31-17.
Central's got to show some sense of urgency here in the huddle. You can't really afford to huddle up too many more times. You got to get in the no huddle at some point. First, you got to focus on getting a 1st down here. 3rd down and 5. One receiver to the left, one to the right. Hoover will take the snap, and he's going to hand it off. They're going to run it, and Dyer gets forward for about 2.
So that's going to be 4th and 3 now. It's about 2.5 yards, but
so that's a surprising play call there. 3rd and a couple, and you go with the run.
I think you were hoping to pop it and you catch him by surprise, expecting the pass, but someone got a hold of him and dropped him. So sets up a 4th and about 2.5.
This is the game right here, really. You're down 2 scores, 8:15 to go in the 4th. You're on your own 47, 4th and 2. Monroe needs a stop. Central going to go. Here's the snap. It's a handoff and pushing forward, and I think he got it.
It's going to be close.
I think the referee continues to walk farther to the left, and I think
he's got it.
I think he got it.
Probably.
Yeah, they're going to have to measure, I would think. They're going to have to bring him across, yeah. To me, it looks like they got it, but the sticks are all the way on the other side of the field, so they're going to have to bring it across. I don't think they're going to just eyeball it, but we'll see here. Now they're going to bring him across here.
It's going to be close one way or the
other. They call sports game of inches, and I guess this is kind of a game of inches situation here.
I think that's going to have to be about the last run we see if Central keeps possession here.
And let's see here, ball. Let's see where they put the sticks.
It's going to be close.
And
he's got it.
He got it. By a pretty good margin. So Central survives for now. Clock stops at 8:01 as they move the sticks. Yeah.
Ball resting at their own 49, we'll call it. 8:01, clock stopped until they put it back into play here.
Final score, Sharando 21, Kettle Run 7. Warriors finish 7-3 on the year. We'll head to the playoffs next week. Hoover looking to pass. He steps up and he throws it.
Short-armed that one.
Short of the receiver.
Did a good job to escape the pressure.
Logan Yo, the tight end, the intended receiver there, and he couldn't catch that one as it bounced in front of him. 2nd down and 10. Ball at the Central 49, 7:54. Hoover again passing, a quick pass and incomplete again. Cameron Wells was the intended receiver. Play not made, and it's 3rd down and 10. Again, I can't fault the quarterback much tonight. He's made some pretty good throws. That one a little high, and one that could have been a little bit better. But, I mean, think about the plays that he's tried to make tonight, and it's been frustrating.
A couple of those big drops. You know, the one big drop down the middle was
that's one you'll remember.
Free, yeah.
3rd down and 10 here. You want to try to get, obviously, all of it back, but at least 7 here. Then you could possibly set up a run. But
Central's on the near side of the field, too, so they can't roll to the right. It's the short side of the field, so it's
on the
an easier way for him to throw.
Hoover, quick drop. He will throw. Catch is made. Let's see where they spot him, or did he drop it?
I think he caught it, but he's a little bit shy.
He's short. And it's 4th down and about 1, so they're going to have to get up to the line. And, again, I'm not seeing the sense of urgency we should be seeing here when you're down by 14 points, still only 7.5 to go. I mean, you got to get it going at some point because even if you score here, Randy, you still got to make a stop.
Back,
yeah, that's the big thing. And they're going to be running it with Dupree Rucker, so they've got to figure something out here quick. And still going into the huddle and taking time. And again, here's the game. 4th and 1. Central going to go. Hoover under center. Hand off up the middle, and that's going to be a first down and bouncing off of a tackler. Getting down to about the 37, 36-yard line.
Result of the play is a first down, Falcons.
Okay, 7 minutes, clock rolling. Ball resting at the 37.
Under 7 minutes to go, yep. At the 37.
Gonna have to, throw a long pass here soon. Loosen up the defense a little bit. Also try to get a quick score if you can. They can roll to the right.
Hoover looking. He's going deep down the field, and the catch is made at about the 12-yard line, and that's a big play there for the Falcons, and it was Landon Shockey. Clock stops temporarily as they move the chains. Ball all the way down to the 12, so that's what they needed, Randy. You called it up perfectly. So Hoover makes the play there to Shockey.
6:20 clock rolling, 31-17 Monroe. Central 1st and 10 at the Monroe 12. High formation, 2 wideouts to the left.
And the ball's fumbled, ball's loose, and Monroe is going to get it. They pick it up, and that is a backbreaker for the Falcons. Central fumbles it again. That's what, the 4th of the night?
4th fumble, 4th lost.
4th fumble, and they've lost all 4 of them. And that's a backbreaker here in this one. Monroe's going to take over with 6:08 to go, and looks like they're on their way to their 6th win of the year.
The only thing now is you got to get a quick turnover.
Yeah.
If you want to get back in it. You need them to return the favor here.
Quarterback under center. He'll
Rucker.
give it right up the middle. And here goes Rucker again, and they just cannot get him down to the 45, and he slides down. He slides down at the 45 like he was giving himself up almost. Guess he's too tired to keep going. Start of the 4th quarter, Page County leading Stonewall 55-0.
Handoff
up the middle again, and this time it's 34? Philip Shiflett.
Number 34, Philip Shiflett, the ball carrier.
Strasburg up 35-28 with 2:18 to go in the ball game.
3 yards. Bring up 2nd and 7.
5:10 clock running, 31-17 Monroe facing a 2nd down and 7. Ball resting at their own 48-yard line. I formation, 2 window dressings to the left called wide receivers.
Handoff.
Up the middle, Dyer.
Oh, and sorry. Thought the ball was loose there. And again, it is Dupree Rucker.
Another first down.
Clock rolling, 4:50 to
yards.
go here in the fourth quarter. 31-17.
Carrier brought down at the central 41-yard line. It'll be first and 10.
Rucker just adding to his big game total tonight.
So it looks like Luray is going to get out of Strasburg with a victory. They're up by 7. Only a couple of minutes to go, and they have the ball. First down and 10 for Monroe. Here comes Barber in motion to the left. It's a handoff right of the middle to the fullback, and again it's Philip Shiflett falling forward for a couple of yards on first down for the Dragons.
And 4 minutes, clock running here. Monroe's got, barring a miracle, got this one wrapped up with a 14-point lead and the football.
We need a miracle at the Meadowlands. Either the old one or the Deshaun Jackson one. The Herm Edwards one.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
My question is, why did the Giants even try to run a play there at the end in that play game when they didn't need to?
That's what they wondered afterwards.
The Giants haven't really done much since, I don't think. Handoff to the right, and guess who? It's Dupree Rucker again. He gets to about the 35-yard line before being taken down by Central defenders. Clock rolling, 3:15 to go here in this one. Central's just burned out here in the second half, and it's going to cost them. Clark County up 77-0 in the fourth.
77-0, huh?
At Rappahannock on the road, 77-0. Millbrook 13-6 into the third over Culpeper.
Third and 4, ball at the Central 35. Monroe comes up the line of scrimmage.
Under center, handoff, and it is Logan Barber, and looks like he's going to be right
close.
around the line. Looks like he's short. Referee's saying he's short. So that keeps the clock going. 2:20 to go now in the fourth. Here in the regular season finale, both of these teams will be heading to the playoffs. Central's going to be on the road, and again, we're not sure where yet, but you can always check on our website at valleysportsradio.com, as Craig Orndorff always keeping that updated. And we look to have him back next week.
And Monroe's going to get their 6th win in the last 7 games.
That's true, after starting out 0-3 on the year. They're taking their time now. 1:50 to go. It's 4th and 1. They're going to go. And they sneak it.
There was a whistle beforehand.
You have
I
a
think Monroe,
timeout.
I think they called a timeout because they thought they were going to get a delay of game.
And Monroe calls a timeout with 1:43 to go here in the fourth. And Luray has beat Strasburg 35-28. The Bulldogs were down 14-0, and Strasburg ends the regular season at 7-3. And it looks like they will meet again next week in the playoffs, barring something drastic. Strasburg loses 3. They lose 1 to Clark, 1 to Page, and 1 to Luray. So they had trouble with the Page County teams this year.
Yeah.
Into the third quarter, Skyline trouncing Warren County 36-0. But nothing like the 77-0 trouncing Clark County is putting on Rapp tonight. So out of the timeout, just playing out the end of the string here tonight in this ball game between Central and William Monroe.
Too many mistakes for Central, all it boils down to, and then not just the fumbles lost, but a couple of key drop passes. When it was 24-17, they were driving down the field. Had a pass drop on a long pass cutting across the middle wide open. and then had a little flare-out pass drop that was going to go for big yardage later.
4th down and 1. Monroe goes, and they sneak it, and they're going to get there. Pyle's still being pushed forward, and finally whistle's blown.
Kicks the ball. Gain of a few yards. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Dragons.
1st down and 10 for William Monroe. 1:30 to go, and no need to do anything other than get in the victory kneel-down formation here.
That's all they have to do.
So Central's going to end the regular season below 500 for the first time in a while. They're going to finish at 4-6, moving up to Region 3B this year in the Midwest. Hand off, and they continue to give it to Rucker. Not going to get in the kneel down yet.
Number 4 to 3, Rucker. The ball carrier, run down.
And under a minute to go here in the 4th from Falcon Field in Woodstock. Should see 1 or 2 more plays, and that'll be it. And the kneel down is made. 27 seconds to go. And that's going to be it here tonight from Central. The Falcons fall to William Monroe by a final score of 31-17. Central led this game 17-7 at halftime, but the Dragons came out strong, and they're going to end their regular season at 6-4, while Central falls to 4-6. Stick with us. We're going to recap things right after this here. You've been listening to the High School Football Game of the Week on Valley Sports Radio. And back to Central as the Falcons fall tonight by a final score of 31-17, ending their regular season at 4-6. Central led the game at halftime 17-7. They were doing, well, most things right, but then after a couple of costly turnovers in the second half, William Monroe got their offense going, and they did not stop. The running back, Dupree Rucker, who came in, we knew he was going to be a beast, and he really showed it. He showed some really good things in the first half, and then in the second half, he really took over as William Monroe would not be stopped by Central. The Falcons had some missed opportunities, especially with their wide receivers dropping some footballs tonight. You're on a cold night at the ballpark, but still, you know, you've got to make plays, and this is a good William Monroe team coming into the game, ranked 4th in the region, while Central was in 7th. So Central's going to be going to the playoffs with a 4-6 record, but definitely not the way you really want to end your regular season after having a really good first half against a very solid team here in William Monroe, but frustrating second half. And for Mike Yo and the Falcons, you just got to prepare for next week because they're going to be playing one of the better teams in the region, obviously, with their 7th seed. Don't see them moving down because Warren County got thumped tonight. So Central probably the 7th seed here in Region 3B. And William Monroe, don't know if they're going to move up. I think they're too far behind 3rd place Brentsville. So William Monroe will probably stay pat at 4th place in the region. But a good game overall. Unfortunate for the Falcons, too many mistakes overall, and William Monroe stormed back and won the game, and they end the regular season 2 games over 500 at 6-4 after beginning at 0-3. Randy, your thoughts?
Well, it was just a dominating performance in that second half by William Monroe, and the key turning point to me really when it was 24-17 Central driving. They had a nice pass working down the middle of the field, going to put them down at least around the 30-yard line of Monroe, not further because the receiver was wide open, but he dropped the football, and then from there it all went downhill, and then there was another pass on a swing pass later that was dropped, and those 2 drops on passes negated what would have been big plays for Central. And then you got to give Monroe credit. They, I thought they'd make some adjustments second half. They really didn't. They just kept giving it to Rucker, and he either just wore Central down, or he had 12 carries for 90 yards in the first half. He had 14 carries for 192 yards in the second.
Wow.
So he had 26 carries for 282 yards tonight, and just a huge night for the running back. And he also, he scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touchdowns. So just a great night for him. We had a feeling after the first series of downs they had that he broke and wound up with 68 yards on the first one. Then Central contained him the rest of the first half, but the second half there was no stopping him. And then, when it's 24-17, Central gets stopped, and then they fumble the punt, give Monroe that 15-yard touchdown right after that. And that seemed to deflate Central, and then they did get that drive late in the game where they drove back down the field, but then another fumble ended that drive. So just too many mistakes overall for the Falcons tonight, and Monroe played very well, and they're a hot team going into the playoffs. So.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's a good finish to the regular season for them, and for Central, I guess they can build on a tough second half, frustrating second half, but moving into the playoffs, obviously they've got to make some adjustments because they're going to be playing a very solid team, and they just have got to get ready for that. Let me leave you with one laugher here. Clark County 84-0 tonight. Final score over Rappahannock.
My goodness.
84-0, folks. Clark County defeats Rappahannock at Rapp. The Winchester Star just tweeted out, "We had no signal. We'll tweet back all the touchdowns when we get back to Winchester."
Wow.
So Clark, I don't even know how to explain that. An 84-0 thumping of Rappahannock. And they will be heading to the playoffs as well, so it should be interesting.
And that's even with the running clock, right?
Yes, the running clock was, so they could have put up 100 even.
Yeah,
wow.
It was hard to tell what it would have been.
But again, here tonight, Central falls in a tough one by a final score of 31-17. Make sure you head over to valleysportsradio.com for more information on the upcoming schedule. Strasburg will likely play Luray next week, and we are not sure about Central. A big thanks to all of our sponsors tonight here on the CMA Skyline Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Game of the Week. We want to thank them along with Thomas Family Dentistry, Frog's Garage, Wholesome Foods, Sugar Creek Snowy and Sweet Company, and Appalachian Freight. A big thanks to Alan Earhart back at Network Control. And Randy, good to be with you here tonight, getting another football
again,
game.
yes.
Yeah, and we're getting ready for basketball season, so I hope you're ready for that. And we hope that you guys join us again next week here on valleysportsradio.com. Again, tonight, Central falls in a tough one, 31-17. For Randy McFarland, I'm Kyle Gutschall saying so long for Valley Sports Radio.